Another quick video, guys, just showcasing the Losi Scte 1.0. This is my go-to SCT basher. A number of upgrades have been done to this guy. Take the body off, get it out of the way. First thing you can see is the outer wears cover that protects the chassis, keeps dust and moisture out of the chassis. That being said, the 1.0 version of the SCT does a better job of keeping debris out of the chassis than the 2.0. And I say this, my first SCT was the 2.0. I bought it as a kit, assembled it, and I loved it, but you know, I didn't understand removing this guard and radio box from the 2.0 version. To me, the ounces that adds up to be is not worth the debris that blow straight into your drivetrain and all into your receiver. It just doesn't make sense. I'm not sure. I mean, I understand, guys, you know, lighter, better layout and all that stuff for racing, but even when you're racing, do you really want rocks and debris and dirt flying into your pinion and your spur mesh? And the moisture from a clay track, or I mean a wet track, wet dirt track going up into your receiver? I don't understand, man. Anyway, I kept the 2.0 for a while and sold it, and I always wanted the 1.0, and I found it. I found somebody selling one in great condition, and I went through it and did my bulletproof job on it. But anyway, let's go through a few things. First thing you may or may not notice is I've got the TLR shock caps, adjustment rings, and firm springs on the front. I have RPM front bumper with light buckets, carbon fiber front and rear shock towers. I got the TLR, what do you call these things again? A-arm adjustments. Anyway, they hold the A-arm in place. They have adjustable inserts to go in there. Toe blocks. There we go. TLR toe blocks. I have carbon fiber front top plate. I have a Savox SC1258. That's a wonderful servo for SCTs, by the way. I've got the G-Force 2400 kV brushless motor in there. Oh, you know what? That's a 2200. My bad. You have to pardon me, guys. It's been a couple of years since I built this truck. I've got the Hot Racing aluminum diff cup in there, just to keep everything solid, along with the aluminum Hot Racing front diff cup mount, which has dual bearings. The dual bearings, the reason they did that is because the angle of the drive shaft put stress on that bearing. I didn't actually have one go out, but I didn't like the idea of the stress that bearing was going through, so I put that in there. And that's actually a Hot Racing rear motor, a rear diff cup and motor mount as well, just to match everything up correctly. STRC front and rear chassis braces. This is, I believe, the company Sumo Racing. Sumo Racing is the company that makes this carbon fiber fan plate that goes up here. It mounts here and then allows you to use a large cooling fan, and that actually works well to keep the motor cool since I'm running 4S. Speaking of 4S, that's an HRB battery again. I've got a number of these HRB batteries, and I've had yet to have one swell on me or have any trouble at all. They have plenty of punch. They do a great job. This one is the lowest C rating of all of them, and this is a 35C. Most of them I have are in the 60 or 50C range. think I've got one that's a 70C, and they're extremely cheap on eBay, and they ship fast from the United States. But they are a Chinese battery, so you know, use your discretion. I've had no problems with them. They work great. I wouldn't compare them to a higher quality battery, but if you're on a budget, that's a great battery. No problems. And in the rear, the RPM rear bumper. And since I'm running 4S, this thing actually does lift the front tires off the ground, even with a center diff. It lifts the front tires off the ground and rides a decently long wheelie when intended. So I have the RPM wheelie bar, and these are actually GPM wheels that are mounted up to that RPM wheelie bar. I upgraded the hubs to 17 millimeters. I don't remember the manufacturer name, but they are on Horizon Hobby. If you do a search for SCTE 17 millimeter upgrade, they're the only ones that come up. Very easy to install, and they work great. I've got the upgraded 1.0 chassis and a 2.0 chassis cover on it, and I've changed it out a couple times, guys. I know this truck looks great, but when I wear out parts, I replace them, and I have run this. It's actually a very durable vehicle. That's the RPM rear skid plate, TLR hubs, Integi front hubs, and steering knuckles. Now I know people want to bash Integi. You know, I did for a while myself, along with Hot Racing, but Integi and Hot Racing, in my opinion, have improved their game with fit and finish. I'm running Integi hubs on my Savage on the rear, and because literally there's no aluminum hubs that I've been able to find for the Savage that aren't Integi, and they've done great, and I've really put them through the mill. So anyway, I bought the Integi setup for the front of this because, let's face it, aluminum's got to be a little stronger than plastic, and I've yet to have any problems. I know aluminum can bend and cause other problems, but so far so good. Guys, I think I've covered everything. Yeah, it seems like I'm missing something, but I don't know. I think that's everything. Other than, I guess I could turn it on and show you one more thing. Excuse the camera work here, but I'm working and filming at the same time. That's my front lights in action. That's nothing special. Everybody has that when the RPM 8 on our bumper. But I actually installed rear lights. They're hidden back in there well enough to where they don't get damaged or hit if you have a rear collision. And they mount directly up to the bar. I use the axial light kit to do that. Just a thought for anybody who likes to run at night. And anyway, I guess that's all for this video. Great day, YouTube.